Nah. Nah.
Does your asshole itch?
No.
Get your ass up.
Okay.
Welcome to the I Regret Nothing podcast.
I regret nothing podcast.
Sweet.
With Mike J and Pedro.
Hey guys, what about me?
I regret nothing. I regret nothing.
Hey, dickheads, you forgot about me, Matt Baguette.
We regret nothing.
I regret everything. Everything I've ever done.
Postal jams are done. The fans made games, and it's pretty cool. Welcome back to the I Regret Nothing podcast, episode number 76. It is now 2024. We're still working on Postal 4. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Came out in early access in 2019, so that was basically our Postal jam. And it's still our Postal jam, and it's going to keep being our Postal jam until we damn well say. Well, everybody's muted, so can't hear a fucking word you're saying, boys. But
Shit.
you guys been talking for the last few seconds? I was like, these guys are everywhere. And then I saw your mouths moving. I was like, oh.
Yep.
Yeah, Pedro's been managing this Postal Jam effort, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I was a little nervous when he first announced it. I was like, what if we get no entries? Wouldn't that be embarrassing? Like putting up a Kickstarter, Kickstarter that doesn't get funded.
Yeah, that would be so fucking embarrassing.
I think it'd be even worse than that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would be like, fuck, I'm not going to do this shit ever again.
No.
But hey, we spoke about it, and we went with it, and we will have another one this year. Bigger and better.
I just got coffee all over my nose. We're going to play a couple videos for you today that basically round up all of the Postal Jam stuff. It's coming later. So if you wanted to see it, make sure you hang out. The videos are about 6 and 8 minutes long, showcasing the two Postal Jam efforts. And you can thank Pedro for that because he, for some stupid reason, asked teams to make 3-minute long trailers instead of 60 seconds like every fucking game trailer on Earth.
We're learning.
So, well, we aren't. You are.
I'm learning. But before we go with it, I do want to thank Wingsy, Four Pockets, and Squizzle UK. You might know her as the voice of Postal, though. They helped me with this. They helped me by judging some of those entries. It wouldn't be possible without them because they did help with some of the 2D stuff for the presentation of those itch.io pages. So, gotta thank them a lot. And we can get on with the rightfully scheduled broadcast here.
Oh, the broadcast.
The broadcast.
Just want to go over some Postal news first. If you're a PlayStation Postal gamer, number one, you have brain damage now. So you're welcome. Also, there's a patch going live for PlayStation 4 and 5 for Postal 4 either tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. It's probably not going to give you everything you wanted. It's not going to bring the PlayStation build in line with the PC. It's not going to have a bunch of the new level work or the physics pass. But it is going to have some of the particle work that Carl did. It's going to have some localization updates for those around the world. Now the menus and everything will work. And there's a bunch of fixes. It is a big change list. It's just not major stuff that you would see visually. So don't get too mad. But just remember that even this little patch, it's not little, but you might consider it little, was extremely expensive. So we are going to eventually bring the PlayStation in line with PC, but that's going to happen like more towards when we are kind of wrapped up on Postal 4. It's not a great idea to be spending hundreds of thousands of dollars to be fixing things and updating them to then change them again. It's a very complex process, and when you do stuff like physics passes and complete level changes, that requires a lot of profiling and a lot of testing and a lot of fixing. So it's coming, but it's just not there yet. So if you're a PlayStation Postal Foreigner, we thank you for your patience. We hope you're enjoying it, and back to
One more
Postal.
thing about Postal.
Yeah,
Just one more thing about Postal Brain Damaged on PlayStation.
yeah.
Those of you in Europe, you'll be able to enjoy the game as well, not just US. It's also coming to Europe.
Well, PlayStation gamers haven't had a problem with that. It's Switch gamers that have had a problem with that.
Yeah, I meant to Switch.
Yeah. So I was
I meant to Switch,
getting
yeah.
that. We weren't talking about Switch yet, but Switch owners, Postal Brain Damage is coming out for your Switch in something like 15 days, beginning of February. It's going to be up for pre-order on the 20th, I think, maybe Saturday. So if you have a Switch and you want to get Postal Brain Damaged, even if you don't want to play it, even if you've already played it and you're like, I'm done with this game, I don't want to play it again, buy it again.
If you just want it for the cred, yeah.
Yeah, you got to have it for the cred. Yeah, if you can't see it in your list. You know, here's my little Switch vent. I put in my key for Postal Brain Damaged, and I was trying to get a good picture of my games library, but I don't have enough games that I can reorganize my games library. As it turns out, you can't reorganize until you have I don't know what it is, 5 games, 7 games, whatever the number is, you can't touch the order of the games on your home screen until you have that many games. Why? What?
It's kind of like Steam.
Who
You have to
designed that
earn the
UI?
right.
Who designed that user interface that I can't reorganize until I own a certain amount of games? That is fucking trash.
It's just classic Nintendo through and through.
So my photo that I posted, or my video, whatever I did, clearly showed that it was like, I don't know, Mario Galaxy or something right in between the Postal games. And I just wanted to showcase the Postal games on there, so I can't. I guess I got to buy a bunch of games that I'm never going to play. Because why would I play my Switch when I can play my Steam Deck? Or my PlayStation Portal, which I did get, by the way. And it's pretty fucking dope. I know we shit on it on this broadcast a while back when they announced it. And we're like, what's the fucking point? And I think it's going to get better over time because it does have the ability to run cloud gaming, like to actually like stream games, not just your own games off of your system. It's just not available yet. I don't know when they're going to make that available. But it's a really nice little console. So if anybody here listening is on the fence about a PlayStation Portal, I think you should get one. Pedro's over there laughing.
I'm trying my best here.
You do know that like it's like universally loved, right? Like everybody that gets it loves it. They're sold
I
out
understand that.
everywhere.
I understand that. I mean, if I were to take a shit and play my PlayStation games, then it might be worth it.
Well, here's the difference between me and you. You live with your mother, so you pretty much sit in your bedroom all the time, which means your systems are right there, so you don't need them on the go for the most part. I have a 2-story house. My PlayStation's downstairs, along with my Xbox and my Switch.
It's true. I've been there.
Yeah, and I don't particularly want to sit in my living room all the time to game, so I can just lay in bed and use the PS Portal, and it works pretty well. And you might say that that's a pretty bougie way to spend $200, but I don't think $200 is that much money to enjoy my console upstairs. Now, somebody's saying PS Portal inferior, Steam Deck superior. I agree with that. I don't think they even compete. I don't think they're in the same category. The Steam Deck is its own console. It plays its own games. It has a good processor, graphics card, all that. The Portal does not.
It's essentially a PC, basically.
Yes. Whereas the
that it
Portal
comes
is
with
just
you.
a streaming device, but it is a bad motherfucker. The screen is not OLED, but it is beautiful and it is huge. And I personally like the PlayStation controller significantly more than holding the Steam Deck. I don't think the Steam Deck's bad, but I don't think it's particularly ergonomical for my hands.
I mean,
So-
for those who like the DualSense, I guess it's pretty much the same. You just have the big screen in there, but the two halves are basically DualSense.
Yeah, I mean, there are little other things that bother me. It doesn't have Bluetooth. There's supposedly good reasoning why, which I'm not sure I agree with or even understand, that Bluetooth can fuck with the signal so that, because it's using Wi-Fi, right, to play the game. It's not using Wi-Fi to just keep it up to date. So supposedly the Bluetooth antenna can actually screw with the Wi-Fi antenna. And I don't know if it's enough to notice, but supposedly it is enough to notice, and it would screw up the streaming a little bit. So it doesn't really matter. I mean, I'm not playing it in situations where I need headphones anyway. So I like it. I don't know how we got on the topic of the Portal, but you can play Postal 4, Postal Brain Damaged, and Postal Redux on your PlayStation Portal if you own them on your PS5, which if you don't, you're fucking dead to me. You listen to me? You got a PlayStation, you better own 3 Postal games. You got a Switch, you better soon own 3 Postal games if you're in the United States. If you're in Europe, 2 games. No, that's wrong. If you're in Europe, it'll just be 1. There's only 2 Switch games. I don't know where that came up with.
Unless you import it, but that's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get these endless requests for Postal 4 on Switch. That's not going to happen. If
Postal
you
2 on the Switch.
Well, that's a whole
Postal
separate
2
topic.
on the PS4.
But if you have taken the time to check out Postal 4 on PlayStation 4, you will soon understand why we are not going to be putting that on Switch.
Hardware is just too outdated.
Right. And a
too
PS4
underpowered.
is more powerful than a Switch. So it's
If
not.
that can't run it, then
Yeah.
the Switch is just gonna turn into like a fucking bonfire. And you don't want
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Even if the PS4 switches on idle, you'll still hear a jet. So you can imagine how it sounds like when you're actually playing Postal 4 while going Postal.
To be fair, if you play Postal 4 on Steam Deck, the fan goes batshit too. So
It does. To be
There's-
fair, yeah.
To be fair, there's no
To be
way around
fair.
that. So anyway, clearly we have some mobile gaming options these days, which is pretty cool. I do get endless requests for our games on phone. I don't think that's going to happen. I think Brain Damaged, it could happen. I just don't think Hyperstrange is going to do it.
Yeah.
And if it's worth it, even if enough people are going to be interested in it.
Yeah.
Because we know that phones are a big market nowadays, but
Yeah.
let's be honest, fucking Google Store would probably not take us. That's a
Well, that's a
probability,
whole
I'm not
separate
sure.
topic, is getting it running and dealing with that bullshit. Is that if we spend the time to make it, is it even going to stay? I don't know. So it's not even worth trying. Gary Potter asked, is Postal 4 on PS5 60 frames, and what's the resolution? The answer is yes or so. Is it 60? Yeah, 60 frames and 4K. So there's a reason why they didn't put in a performance and a visual mode, because it didn't need one. Does that mean
On
it?
PS5.
Does that mean it completely maintains 60 frames at all times? Probably not.
No.
But it does
But,
run pretty well.
I would say it's pretty much on par with PC. A PC that is on par with the PlayStation. Like maybe an RTX 30 something. The equivalent. I think it's on par in terms of performance.
Yeah, and it runs well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got its issues. The loading times they're better now. They could be even better, and we're definitely going to have them take a look at that soon. But there's also more performance stuff coming when we give them the bigger patch to make. Everything that we just said also applies to PS4, except it runs at 1080p. And I don't think is it 30 frames locked?
Yeah.
Or 40. whatever it is, it runs like crap. It's a shitty console, and to make matters worse, most people's PS4s aren't brand new, so it runs even worse on older, fucking shitty spinning drive PS4s that have been around for 10 years. So
Hell, even shit like a controller can make all the difference in causing issues. So, yeah, there's a lot of issues with that console.
yeah, and we're going to end of life the PS4 build for PlayStation 4.
If AAA can do it, so can we.
Yeah, it's an albatross financially. Every time we have to work, I mean, quite frankly, the updates that we put out are bottlenecked because of the PlayStation 4. If we didn't have the PS4 build, in all honesty, the PS5 would probably be closer in line with the PC build right now. We
And
could
to
have
be
had them.
fair, those who bought it on PS4 can also access it on PS5 for free. So,
Yeah,
the best
and
thing I can.
I realize
suggest
some
is-
people don't have the means or whatever, but you know, you'll find it eventually. You'll get one eventually. Eventually, a PS5 will be cheaper when they relaunch the PS5 Pro. But until then, even if you have a PS4, you can still play it. It's just going to stop getting updates soon. This update that's coming out tomorrow is coming. We might make one more. I can't remember what the update was that we were talking about, but there's going to be probably one more, which I'm not going to promise. I'm not going to promise that. But there is one update coming to PS4 that some of you might have had a problem with. There are people that have reported, and I've seen it. They've sent me their controllers where the triggers don't work very well. There is a fix going in that will allow you to set the pressure sensitivity when you boot the game with your PS4 controllers. So the controllers that are having this issue will not have that issue anymore. So that was an important thing because I did get plenty of messages, not a ton, but plenty of them stating that they couldn't shoot or piss or kick. But those features are going to be fixed now. So sorry about
It was
that.
enough to be considered a problem and it was very random. We took a while to understand that the problem was the controllers because we saw a pattern, and all of them had very specific controller specifications. I don't know. Was it old versions of the controllers, or was it some?
It was
not
a
old version?
Generation 1 issue, but I believe somebody recently told me they had the issue with a brand new PS4.
Well, fuck.
But it doesn't matter. That's going to be fixed as of tomorrow. So if you have the PS4 copy, you'll see it. When you boot up the game, it's going to ask you to do some trigger pulls to set the pressure sensitivity. So that fix is going to be out there. Updates on PS Postal 4 co-op, not really. Just it's coming. We're hoping it's coming by the end of Q1. But again, another fucking albatross that we're developing. It's important, and we want people to play it, but holy fuck, it's not easy. It's really not easy when you're a team as small as we are, and you've basically got one guy working on it.
Yeah.
So it's coming, and if you're a PS5 player, I wouldn't bet that you're going to get it. I'm not saying you won't, but as of right now, it's not even worth discussing because it needs to be finished first. So yeah. Any other questions I see here? Nah, nothing I'm going to answer. All right, let's get to our first topic. I see that this was clarified today a little bit, but there was some lawsuits about the letter R coming from Take-Two because they own Rockstar, and they're suing. They're filing briefs, at least, about companies that use the letter R as their logo. CD Projekt Red being one of them, and another one being Remedy, which they work closely with for a really, really long time. I did see they clarified the one with Remedy that it's not an actual lawsuit, that there was just some legal filing made, which was put to bed. But even then, like, and I realize like Take-Two is probably tens of thousands of employees, and not every person knows, especially the legal team, who they are and aren't working with. probably just filed something that was like, oh, this company is maybe infringing on our rights. It's like, get the fuck out of here.
Gee, I wonder if we are going to get sued for having a black and yellow logo.
You know who should
at this
sue
game.
us is Valve for stealing their Portal logo.
Even though they stole it from us.
And technically, we stole it from street signs.
True.
Yeah.
But there is no copyright on street signs
No,
as far as I know.
no. And if anything, we can sue them for stealing the name of our game and changing one letter.
Yep.
And being bigger than us.
Yeah. And just taking our logo, removing the scissors, and cutting it in half with the Portal thing.
And turning it down.
They cut us in half. Those bastards.
They cut us in half and probably 100 times our sales.
Yeah.
But I do like the Portal Postal thing because anytime there's a post about Postal, it gets filled up with people thinking they saw a post about Portal. I like
for
that.
For better or for worse.
For better or for worse. I love it.
Yeah. Wouldn't have it any other way. We probably made a lot of sales over that.
Yeah. I actually played that new Portal DLC the other day. The official one that Valve, the fan-made one that's on Steam. It's very good. Yeah. I forgot how not fun sometimes Portal gets.
Yeah.
Because
when you're stuck in some level. And
yeah.
Fuck,
and you're like, how the fuck?
Am I
like, I'm not the biggest puzzle gamer. In fact, while I played through Alan Wake 2, anytime I hit a major puzzle, I'm like, Googling the walkthrough. Oh, cool. Don't have to do some calculus to answer this one. Don't know how to do calculus.
What do I have to do with the fucking white stuff that comes out of the tubes? Do I have to suck it? Do I have to jump on it?
Well, Pedro probably immediately thinks suck on it.
Immediately.
Yeah.
Like, that's the first thing I saw when I saw the white liquid in Postal 2.
Hold on. I have a question for Jay Moore in the chat. He said glory hole gun in P4. What's a glory hole gun? Is that a gun that creates glory holes in walls? Or is it a gun that simulates a glory hole and when you pull the trigger, a random penis comes out the end of it?
Should we tell him about the glory hole Easter egg in Postal 4?
Maybe.
It's glitched, but it works.
Tell him.
Okay, there is a glory hole Easter egg in the BDSM store. You'll have to find it.
There you go. There you go. Oh, wait, you said Portal 2 like portals, but trademark less infringing. Wouldn't that just be a postal gun then? Not a glory hole gun? The game's not called Glory Hole 4. I don't know. I don't get his joke. I don't get it.
Does it shoot flashlights? I mean, I don't know.
We already have a gun that shoots big dildos.
Yeah.
We already got the dildo gun. Get over it.
You know what? You guys, wait for workshop sport, okay?
Yeah. You know what, Jay Moore? Oh, he's high. He says he's high. Of course he's high. If you want a glory hole gun, when we release workshop support, you can make it yourself. How about that? You can make the glory hole gun. We give you permission. Ayanami asked a question about Postal 4 on the Steam Deck. It's been a few months. Last time I played it, the turn speed on the right stick was so slow and it couldn't be fixed. Has it been fixed? I don't think so. We need to port in the controller updates from the PlayStation build, actually. That's been a topic for a while.
I think we did patch that in, actually.
It is in the game.
Yeah, it's in the game. I tested it on deck. It works as it should on controller just fine. It's no issues at all there.
Well, Ayanami, there's your answer. Boot it up on the Steam Deck and please let us know. I don't know how you're going to let us know unless you do it right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
I just listened to the Smartless podcast with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It was very good. I like that guy. He's a good guy. I like his voice. Nobody has anything to say? You don't love Schwarzenegger?
I mean, yeah.
There you go.
Great.
Fucking piece of shit.
Get in the shop.
He does say it. He says the line. He says the line.
He says it? Okay, now
he does,
okay.
Yeah.
You sold it.
I think he said that line was not in the script. And
Oh, really?
well, it was in the script, but it said get to the chopper. And he kept going, get to the chopper. And they tell him, no, it's get to the chopper. And he's like, no, I want to say it like this.
No.
So we
It's
can
like
thank.
Gary Coleman.
I
You have
will
to
not
say it, you have
say
to say the line.
what you talk about.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
he
not
wouldn't say
gonna do
it.
it.
I don't know if people have heard this story. I've probably told it on the podcast before, but when we had Gary in the studio, he had already agreed to the script, okay? He knew what we wanted. He was well aware. At least he said he was. I don't know. Did he read the shit? I don't know. But we get to the studio and he's reading his script and he gets to the line, what you talking about, asshole? And he's like, oh, I'm not doing that. And I was like, what? He's like, oh, I'm not saying the line anymore. I was like, why are you not saying the line anymore? And he said, because I made a New Year's resolution that I'm not going to make money off of different strokes anymore. And I was like, well, Gary, we don't want you for anything else. Like, that one line is purely the reason why you're in this game. Like, yeah, we like you. You're a nice guy. You're well known. But, like, that line is very important. And he's like, well, just take it from the show. And I was like, that's not going to work. That's illegal. And he's like, well, how about I record what are you talking about, asshole? And I was like, well, if you do that, then we can probably do some modifications and use some other lines from the game to sort of mix and match and create what you talking about, asshole. And he was like, great, I'll do that. So he records what are you talking about, asshole. We sort of shake our heads in annoyance. And I knew we could do it because he had recorded a line that said, don't you know who I am? And, we did it. No big deal. We didn't think much of it. And I don't remember how long it was before he actually played the game, but it was a significant amount of time. And then I get a phone call to a screaming, angry Gary Coleman yelling at me. I told you I wasn't going to record that. And then I had to go through this whole conversation with him again about how, like, he didn't record it. And we edited his audio, which he agreed to. And he said, well, I just didn't think you would actually do it. I was like, Gary, of course we're going to do it. What are you talking? I told you it's the only thing we care about is that one line. And so that's history. That line's in the game. And quite frankly, Gary Coleman is known by a whole new generation of people because of Postal. He's dead now. That sucks. He was definitely murdered.
Well, every time I hear this story, I just crack up because he was such a character. He was hilarious.
We would love to make a Gary doll. We would love to.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to do it out of respect unless the person in charge of his estate approves it, and I don't think we've been trying to get in touch with them for a while, and we haven't, so. Hey, Jester of Darkness just said he just booted deck and ran Postal 4. Right stick aim is still sluggish. So why don't you take note of that?
Next?
What?
Is that with the high sensitivity at max, or is that default settings? I think by default it's still pretty fucking low.
Okay, Jester, try adjusting your sensitivity on it, but the sensitivity should probably be up higher by default if that's actually a problem. Because, I remember talking to John about that, and he's like, well, I use the trackpads. And I'm like, well, I don't care about that. I don't. So we should definitely look into that. Notate that, Tal, Pedro.
Yep.
Ubisoft director says gamers should start feeling comfortable with not owning games. I saw that, and holy fuck, man. Like, look, I am all for not having physical boxes. See these? I carry these so that I can sell them to people who just need physical games. We do it more for collectors. Like, all of our PC stuff is meant for collectors. It gives it to you on Steam, but you have the physical copy. If Steam went out of business, your physical copy of most of our PC games is completely useless. Okay, number one. Number two, Valve's not going out of business. Okay, but you never really know down the line. And buying games digitally it's a risk. It's definitely a risk. I mean, at the end of the day, you're buying them from relatively major corporations here. I mean, I don't say relatively. These are fucking massive conglomerates. And I don't think anybody should truly worry about their stuff being removed. I mean, I know there was some issue recently with Sony removing some content that people had bought.
Well, actually, this is where I put my nerd glasses. There were some Ubisoft DLC or games that stopped working. Actually, they do delist games, and for example, games like The Crew, they are no longer available because they are live service. Those we can somewhat understand, but sometimes they do get rid of some DLC just because it stops working. And people who bought that DLC or even games, they just no longer have access to it. And this is an issue, and it really makes me believe that, like many people have been saying all month long, if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. And in some cases, yeah, I mean, if the companies do not provide you with legal means to obtain something, then what the fuck are you supposed to do if you want to play the game? Nothing, right? You should get it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we do talk about how, pirating our games is okay.
Okay.
I'm not sitting here telling people to pirate our games, okay? And in fact, when I see people asking for places to download it for free on Reddit, I will go off on them, okay? Because, like, I'm not inherently against somebody doing something like that, but if you're going to do it, don't go asking in official channels how to do it. Figure it the fuck out on your own.
And especially do not ask us how to fix the game if you have a pirated copy. What the fuck are we supposed to do? Say, oh yeah, let me think. So back when you installed that, it was 2022. So we need to go back to 2022 and figure out what your problem is, which we already fixed in a later version.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it works.
No.
Not at all.
But yeah, I mean, the truth, that's true. If someone says that, buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. That does make sense. I mean, legally, it will not fly.
Yeah, legally, no, absolutely not. But from an ethics perspective, then, and from a perspective of a pro-consumer approach, if the companies do not make it available for you, what are you supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
Somebody's saying it's not 2023, it's Postal Jam 2024. No, that's incorrect, because Postal Jam event was from last year.
Yeah, it was from last year.
This year.
Yeah, there will be a Postal Jam 2024, but we are going over the 2023 entries. I saw somebody asking about the documentary. Yeah. So just so everybody's clear, we're not making the documentary. It's not made by us at all. We are just in it. It is about us. It is about Postal. It's about the history, all that shit. So everything we know is sort of secondhand. That said, they are sending us rough edits of what they're working on. We have seen something like 40 minutes of the movie, and not final 40 minutes of the movie. It doesn't have all the graphics or music or color correction or audio correction. But we've seen about 40 minutes of it, which is a little less than what half of the movie is going to be. And it's actually pretty good. I don't particularly like listening to myself talk. I don't like looking at videos of me from 4 years ago when I was still dyeing my beard. But it's pretty good. And will it come out this year? I mean, I think they can do it. The biggest issue is that these guys are not they're not professional filmmakers, and I don't mean that they're not good. I mean that this is not their everyday job. Their everyday job is not making the Postal documentary. Their jobs are other things, right? Like, these people work, and so they're basically spending all of their free time and money editing and purchasing content that they can use, music and stuff, lawyers, and they're shopping it. So it's a lot of work, and depending on who picks it up, it may or may not come out this year. I don't know. It's above my pay grade here. But
Yeah, these things they take time.
Yeah.
Especially when you do it right. Like,
right,
if you
and
wanna
like
do
anything
something
else,
serious.
they could make a quote final cut of the movie, and then they could probably spend a year editing it from there. Right, like an artist's work is never done. That doesn't mean they can't release it. It just means there's going to be endless stuff to do. And the truth is, with a documentary, just like a regular film, it has to tell a story, which means it needs a beginning, a middle, and an end. And we've only seen the very beginning, the very end, and then sort of the first 40 minutes in between. So what we've seen is quite good. We always knew they did good work. It's just taken an incredibly long amount of time, which we also have no leg to stand on there because we do the same thing. So,
and we're talking about the story since the 90s. That's a lot to cover, and they're not gonna be able to cover everything, of course. That will be an insane task. So they're covering as much as they can with the time and budget that they have. So naturally, we can only ask you to be patient. And if you have any questions, you have to direct them to them, not to us, because we are only seeing the process.
Yeah.
Personally, I haven't seen it myself, and so I don't know how it looks like. But from what I've heard, there's quality there, so quality takes time.
yeah, but it's coming. So anybody that donated money, it's coming. Don't worry.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm coughing today again. YouTube slowing down was proven to be a faulty AdBlock Plus update, not YouTube itself. Didn't YouTube also block ad blockers now?
They did. That's why people were so quick to think that, rightfully so, that the adblock situation was caused by YouTube themselves. So it wasn't. Apparently, it was just a faulty issue with AdBlock Plus, not uBlock, because uBlock users did not have that issue. It was just an update that was faulty, and everybody, including us, admittedly, we immediately jumped on the wagon and said, "Man, fuck YouTube!" But we are so used to it at this point that, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they did slow down the performance for AdBlock users at this point.
Yeah.
Because they have done so many stupid decisions all these years. Why wouldn't they do that, right? But yeah, it wasn't this time. For once, it was not their fault.
Yep, I agree. I haven't really used those anyway.
But you should use uBlock.
That's what you put your vote behind.
Nowadays, you get even ads with malware on certain sites. Hell, even Google itself has promoted ads with malware.
Here's the thing, Pedro. I pay for my porn,
Okay, but I don't.
so I'm not particularly worried about the malware that you get on the regular.
Well, I mean, as a not regular, but as a mild porn user, who doesn't pay for porn, I definitely recommend somebody to use AdBlock.
Okay. Well, I installed a bunch of things you told me recently, but I probably am. I don't know. GTA 5 actor goes nuclear on an AI company that made a voice chatbot of him. I'm not worried about being replaced. I just hate these fuckers.
Yeah.
I get what he's saying, and I get where he's coming from. But this is a very futile argument. I am not for AI killing jobs, but there is no fucking way around it, man. There just is not. And we are probably a lot closer to it than most people think. This AI shit is improving every minute, every day, every hour. You know, it's getting better. And, most things you can hold off as long as possible on, but I don't know what you're supposed to do, right? Like, let's say 2 years from now, I have a new game, and I need to localize it into 15 languages. I could do that in an hour with the right AI. It might cost me money, or I can spend months, fucking months, recording this shit in various languages, cutting it up, paying people obscene amounts of money, and it may not even be correct. Everything can be wrong. It's. I mean, that's just one small example, right? And that's the voice acting part of it. I mean, do I think voice actors will still deserve to be paid? Yeah. I mean, there's just I do. It's their like voice likeness, I guess. I don't know how you refer to that.
Yeah, I think the states and some countries will probably start passing laws when it comes to AI, simply because what AI does, not in the voice acting business, but in the art business, is grabbing images from other sources, and that could be considered copyright in some
Here's
sense.
I actually do take issue with this, okay? Because while not all art is theft, almost everybody that draws something is using something else for inspiration. Okay? Your mind is thinking about things that it has seen and it is drawn. Like, that's just the way your brain works, okay? Which is technically no different from AI, but AI can look at all these things in real time and know exactly what it's looking at and make much similar representations than we can.
Yeah, in fact, many artists, they draw over existing art. They,
Right.
for example,
And if I was a lawyer taking this to, I don't know, the Supreme Court, because it's eventually going to go there, this stuff's going to reach the Supreme Court, I would make people testify, artists, that everything they draw is 100% unique and they're not using, and they couldn't do it. They wouldn't be able to do it. There's no way.
Yeah.
Everybody is using other pieces of art for reference. It's just the way it is. And I'm not sitting here advocating for artists to be replaced by AI. I'm not. But as a company owner and a businessman, there's just going to be a breaking point. There has to be. Because this shit is fucking ungodly costly as it is. And you know, that's industry changes, man. It really does. Every 5 years, every 10 years, certain industries get fucked.
Yeah, some people don't realize just how much it costs and it takes to make a game these days, because people expect a lot of things that they didn't have to expect back then. The graphics need to be photorealistic. The features need to be there, and this is why some developers go for a more old school look these days. Not just because they want the art style, but also because they have to get away from it. It's natural. They cannot meet those expectations.
No.
So hey, fuck it. Let's go.
I'll be
with
honest.
the nostalgia
If
factor.
boomer shooters were bigger before we started on Postal 4, Postal 4 probably would have looked like a fucking boomer shooter.
Yeah, very likely.
It's just crazy because like 20 years ago, it only took one studio and usually maybe about 25, 30 people to develop a pretty solid AAA game. And now we're at a time where it takes multiple studios and thousands of people.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. Just remember, if a big studio makes a pixel game, it's indie, okay?
Yeah. Fucking, what was it called? Dave the Diver?
Oh, God.
Yeah. That's not Pixel, but I think it's, I don't know, I don't remember. I never actually played it.
Yeah,
But
it is.
yeah, it's an indie looking game, but it's not indie, so it got nominated for an indie award. Fucking hell.
I mean, let's be honest, an Abandoned, one of the best games ever, but Abandoned was nominated for the Labor of Love Award and won. So, was that game a labor of love? Yes. When it came out.
More like a labor to self-love, because like, sure, the game is fucking awesome. Look, Red Dead is a fucking game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
the game,
to the point of saying it's better in terms of labor of love and support over the years than Euro Truck Simulator, Postal 2, many other games, that's a little blow, you know? I think that Valve should really curate those a little bit better in the following years, because what we see here is people will just throw their favorite game at the screen. It's not the game that deserves the most, it's their favorite game, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shame we don't have a bigger fan base, because we'd get that one.
Yeah.
You would.
I was shocked though that Half-Life didn't get an award for that.
Well, it's possible that they didn't even allow that to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's possible
Because,
Half-Life got tons of submissions, but they were like, no, we can't, we can't
would
win,
be
we
the-
can't win our own awards. No,
Yeah,
no.
that would be
No,
the
no, no.
equivalent of jerking
Yeah, yeah,
themselves
yeah.
off.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. That would be like Carl submitting something for Game Jam, and we're like, you win,
You win!
you win. Weird. Who is this Commander Carl guy?
Yeah, sounds like a douche. Who knows?
It's
Douche.
just him, but
Oh,
with
yes.
a black mustache. He takes my mustache and he put it on his face, and there you go.
Okay,
And a hat.
real quick, I want to link everybody to the Postal Gem stuff so they can just get ahead of it if they have to tune out. On screen, you'll see 2 QR codes. They each will take you to the separate Postal Jam itch pages or whatever. What is it? Fucking, I don't know. Wherever they're located.
The itch.io pages.
itch.io. If you can't see this and you're listening on your phone or podcast app, the web addresses are p0st.al, postal p0st.al/jam1. And the same address, p0st.al/jam2. So postal/jam1, postal/jam2. And you can check out all the entries for the Postal Jam for 2023. I'm going to be playing the videos shortly, so if you want to keep watching, please do. But we had a few more topics to over before we get there. Family Guy creator Seth MacFarlane says he had to have somebody explain to him what the fuck Fortnite is before they could add Peter Griffin to the game.
Oh god.
That's pretty
Yeah,
out of
it's
touch.
hilarious.
That's pretty out of fucking touch.
It is. Look, I like Seth MacFarlane, but I think everybody at this point knows what
Yeah.
Fortnite
Then again,
is. I
then
mean,
again, I saw a news post yesterday that GTA 6 now has the second most views of any trailer in history. And they said who the number 1 trailer was, and I was like, what game is that? I don't remember the name of it. I forgot. It's a mobile game, and it's got some unattainable number of views. And I think it's because when you boot the game on a mobile phone, it plays the trailer.
I don't know which one it is.
I want to say it had something like 6 billion views or something like that. Like, it was like GTA 6 is not going to get there. But it did become number 2, and it's going to stay number 2. But I was reading through the comments on this because it was on Reddit, and everybody in the comments was like, "What? Am I the out of touch person? What is this game?" And I guess it was some massive mobile game that I've never heard of.
Gotta say, GTA 6 is
Did
a
anybody
massive
Google
number
this?
2,
Did anybody
okay?
Google what this was? Because we might as well say it. 6.
It's a massive number 2, gotta say, because that shit cracked records instantly. Holy fuck.
Okay, I guess Minecraft used to have the second highest. Subway Surfers.
Oh, that game. Oh my god, I played that so many
Subway
times on the Crapper.
Surfers.
Holy shit. I like that game.
I
used to play it a
obviously
lot.
people like that game. I've just never fucking heard of it.
God,
Well,
I can
mobile game,
immediately.
Am
hear
I the
the
old
song
man
in my
yelling at
head.
Cloud? Am I the old man yelling at the Cloud? Because what the fuck is Subway Surfers?
I mean, it was a big deal back when, touch phones were getting, up there. The mobile market got there with fucking Jetpack Joyrider and Fruit Ninja.
Got
it's
it.
the same
Well,
thing,
To be
in terms
fair, I've played like very few mobile games.
of- Okay, that's fair enough.
I
yeah.
played like Gong Show Hockey. That's about it. That's like maybe the only mobile game I played. So nope, not for
God.
me. The creator of the canceled Portal 64 demake says, "Don't be mad at Valve here." Now this is the Nintendo 64 port of Portal, correct? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Correct.
Yeah, and Valve shut him down.
And again, like Valve is not to blame there because let's be honest. Number one, somebody did something similar with Team Fortress 2 on Sandbox, which is basically a follow-up to Gary's mod. And they were just blatantly copying the assets, so naturally they had to cancel that. Nobody should taking assets for assets and just make a game separately and not even profiting. It's just wrong, and now we had this situation with Postal 64, where it basically uses assets from Nintendo.
Portal 64.
Portal, yeah. Assets
You
from
did it.
Nintendo.
He did the thing.
I did the thing. But yeah. So yeah, since they use assets from Nintendo, they said no, we cannot allow that. So they had to cancel it.
I mean,
before they got
for real though, fuck Nintendo on this one.
Yeah.
It's on a dead console that only collectors have. Come on. Like that'd be like Sega shutting down fucking Postal 1 for Dreamcast. I mean, it probably wasn't using any assets, but like at the same time, like who cares? Especially if they're giving it away for free.
Everybody's going to say, "Oh my God, Postal 64 confirmed."
Let's fucking do it. Let's fucking do it.
Oh,
Who's
God.
the
Boomer shooter? Postal 64. It's gonna be Postal 1.
If any, no, it's gonna be Postal 1. Like that's the
Postal
only
1.
game that's happening on these consoles. So
hey, it's on the Dreamcast. Okay.
I think, Pedro, that you should reach out to this guy, the Portal 64 guy, and say, "Hey, we give you permission to make Postal 64. Go nuts, bro."
I made the fucking mistake.
You did the thing.
God,
I also tried correcting you right away, and you just kept going. You just kept talking.
Woo! Damn.
I wish I had a sound effect to play funeral songs now. GameStop is shutting down its NFT marketplace.
Yes.
Fuck
We win.
you, NFTs. Fuck you.
Finally.
I wonder if there's any NFT bros in our stream right now watching our stream. I wonder.
There should be. We have some NFT bros as our fans who tried really hard for us to go into the NFT shit, and they didn't get any luck from it.
Hey, we actually tried to set up like a crypto account for the company early on, just in case we decided we wanted to do anything with it, and we couldn't even do it. So.
Yeah.
So no.
Even applying for a fucking wallet was hard.
It was fucked up as a
like,
company. Yeah, it was fucked up.
I guess we're not going to get any crypto shit.
No. Could we have made some money? Probably.
I remember about a year and a half ago, I wanted to look for ways I could make some cash as a new content creator, and I decided to delve into NFTs to try to make NFTs out of some of my cursed weapons. And I announced it on Twitter. I was like, I'm making NFTs.
You got fucking dunked on, didn't you?
I got fucking destroyed. This was before I knew how bad NFTs actually were. I had no idea. But man, I got dunked on. I had lost like 1,000 followers within an hour. And they were like, I thought you were cool, man. Piece of shit.
Yeah, you should have sold sold Gamer Boy bathwater. You would have gotten less shit on for that.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, maybe I need to.
Yeah, you should sell Commander Carl used underwears, streaky used underwears.
I'm fucking tempted.
Those are fungible. Those are definitely fungible.
Shit.
Yeah. So anyway,
Good times.
Goodbye, GameStop's NFT marketplace. Do you think that was just like Ryan Cohen just like thinking he could make that happen? Like I think he's pretty smart, so I don't know.
I mean, shit happens. People get dumber sometimes.
Awesome Eagle says, Mike, what the fuck? Is it because I was talking about Carl's streaky underwear being fungible?
I mean, some people would pay for that,
Fudgeable. I like that. It's fudgeable.
Fudgeable, yeah.
Fudgeable.
Oh my God, the fudgeable pack.
Oh yeah, that's something. I mean, I know we've talked about it a few times, but we're getting closer to a new fudge pack. We're getting closer to a new fudge pack. Spoiler alert, I might have already announced this before. It's going to be a Blu-ray. Probably none of you have a Blu-ray player in your computer, so it's going to be completely useless as a disc for you, but it's going to be more of a collector's item. As I've said in the past, our boxes are collector's items, and you can't fit all of these games onto 1, 2, or even 3 DVDs. So we thought about doing a flash drive, but the problem with the flash drive is A, they're ridiculously expensive, and B, the cases that they come in are fucking tiny. Like the only customized ones are about this big. So the amount of art we could put on there is fucking useless. So we're going to do a fudge pack in a Blu-ray case. We did look into doing a steelbook. We cannot. The minimum quantity on a steelbook was like triple what we're going to ever make in fudge packs. So there will be no steelbook. It'll be a Blu-ray.
It's a better looking cover too, by the way.
Yeah,
it's
it'll
not
have
gonna
a
be much different, but it's gonna be
it's
way
going to be
better.
a new spin on the old fudge pack. I think it's called. What is the name of it? God damn
I have no idea.
I can tell you. Maybe.
Completely forgot.
No, I have the name of the thing here. Let me see here. It is Fudge Pack Repackaged and Extra Fudged. That's the name of the new Fudge Pack, and it's going to come with everything on it, including Postal 3.
We love Postal 3.
Big thumbs up. Yeah, everybody's favorite video game. You know, Kesha's jerking off right now. Jerking it. We've actually thought about making other games that never got a physical just to have it, like Postal Redux, Paradise Lost. Ooh, cool mug, bro. Is that the one I sent you? I sent you that, right?
Yeah, you did. It's the one I won for that giveaway.
Oh, yeah. That was back before we liked you.
Did you manage to preserve the signatures and shit? Because that shit will, you know.
Well, they still look all right.
Well, if you need signatures on something else, like a nude picture of me, I got you, boy.
I'll take 2.
Michael.
All right.
Not in pub.
All right, so we've hit an hour and we haven't even started the fucking Postal Jam stuff. We're gonna do this now, okay? We're gonna do this now. So this first video is 6.5 minutes. I'm gonna ask all my boys here to mute their mics, but first I want to thank everyone for coming. Please stick around and watch these. These are labors of love by fans that just spent their time making various Postal games. And this first one is going to be everything from round 1. I cannot confirm that the audio works, so if people could let me know that it's working, because it's not going to play back for me, otherwise you'd hear it twice. So
just one more thing.
Yes.
It's gonna be in no particular order. We'll announce the winners after the trailers, okay?
Yep. So stay here. If my team could mute your mics, I'm going to do the same. Without further ado, here we go.
Hey kids, it's your old pal Crotchy. Are you tired of playing the same old Postal games on your grandma's PC? Well, then I have a treat for you. It's called Night of the Itching Crotch for the Nintendo Game Boy Color. Larry the Crab has taken over the funhouse at Coney Island. You'll have to strap on one of my patented Crotchy and Pals finger blasters. Available from Toys in the Hood for only $69.99. To earn yourself a whole heap of points that can be spent at Mike J's shop to upgrade your ammo and health, as well as buy limited edition dolls. Who knows, something awesome might happen if you collect all of them. But we'll let you discover that for yourself. Your goal is to make it through all 3 areas based on Paradise, Catharsis, and Edenson, and switch on the generator in each area. This will turn on the lights and allow you to find items for extra points. Pick up boxes of Crotchio cereal or Cuddy's blueberry waffles and you can score extra points. Be careful though, it's dangerous out there, and with every generator you turn on, extra crabs will be itching to bite your balls. Once all 4 generators are turned on, the boss door will open. It's your challenge then to seek it out and take on the final boss. Now, I'm not saying that this game has a secret final boss or anything, but there may be a way to activate a secret final boss. Now, kids, I hear what you're saying. Crotchy, it's 2023. I don't own a Nintendo Game Boy Color. Well, good news, because you don't need one. While you can play the game on Game Boy Color, it also works on Game Boy Advance, Steam Deck, PC, and literally any device that you can put a Game Boy Color emulator on. You can even play it straight from your web browser on your smartphone. So what are you waiting for? The game's available right now for free on itch.io. Have a crotchy day.
Well, fucking A.
Fucking A indeed.
That's some
Holy
good
shit.
shit. Yeah.
That
That's
is
some good shit. That Crotchy game is fucking stellar. And actually, that trailer was really good, too. I wish we could sell that. I wish I could box it and sell it like we did with the Dreamcast.
And they went above and beyond with the first game that was showcased there had co-op.
Yeah.
The second one was released on the console, of all things. And it's also available on PC, but they even made a physical version of it. These guys are crazy. Holy shit.
I think it's just like 1 by default for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're all pretty good. So, let's, someone going to give you a little drum roll?
That's not the drum roll.
You guys are fucking terrible drummers like this. Okay, that's enough of that. I think this is the right one. Wee! Night of the Itching Crotch, number 1. Hell in Paradise, number 2.
There's no number 3 because there were only 2 participants for round 1. But still, we have to praise these 2 projects and the people who made them a lot because they had less time and they participated when nobody wouldn't. So big props to these guys, and it was quite a decision. But yeah, number one had to go to the most ambitious one, which in my opinion was that one right there, Night of the
Yeah.
Itching Crotch.
I mean,
Yeah.
they're both fucking super solid.
They
But,
are absolutely.
But that crotchy one, fuck. I want them to get that on mobile. I don't think it would come out, but that's the kind of game that we could put out like on Android and just sell on our own. I don't know if it would fly on the marketplace, but it'd be worth trying. So I don't know. Maybe there's something we can do for that. They can
Give it a try, maybe.
port it into something like some mobile engine. I don't know, Godot or. All right, round 2 of the Postal Jam. There were a lot of entries this time. There were 7, and we're only going to present 4 of the finalists. Pedro's a fucking doof and asked for 3-minute trailers. I don't know if you guys noticed watching that last trailer. They were long.
Yeah.
They were really long. 3 minutes is a playthrough, not a trailer. So, anyway, let's move on to the Postal Jam Round 2, 2023. And why do I have 6? I have 6 jam things, but I'm guessing it's this 4th one. I think I don't know. Anyway, mute your mics. Here we go.
Howdy, folks. It's your boy, Crotchy, the giant talking scrotum. And boy, do we have a surprise for you this month. Coming out with a new fan game made for the Postal Jam of 2023. Round 2, may I add, is Postal, Crotchy's Collectible Palooza. That's me. Let me ask y'all a question. What does a scrotum like me have in common with a unicorn, a wizard, Santa Claus, and the Easter Bunny?
What?
That's right, magic. You want to know where I store all my magic? Well, my magic is stored in the questicles.
What?
Gather all 8 questicles, and I assure you, I will fill up your gas tank nice and good. Just don't ask how I do that. So, what the hell are you waiting for? Go on down to itch.io, find your man, Mystical Mist, and download the game. Postal, Crotchy's Collectible Palooza. Now have fun out there, and go Postal.
Are you tired of waiting in long queues at the post office? Do you want a faster, more efficient way to send your packages and letters? Look no further. Our NTPO is here to revolutionize your mailing experience. At NTPO, we understand the importance of timely and secure deliveries. Our team of dedicated professionals ensures that your packages and letters are handled with utmost care and delivered mega fast to their intended destinations. We have strategically placed our offices across the city, making it easier than ever for you to access our services. No more hassles of finding remote post offices or dealing with inconvenient timings. NTPO is always just a stone's throw away. And remember, nothing will stop us from doing our work. Nothing. Even the alien invasion.
Hey.
Hello.
So what's up? What's new?
I heard the Postal Game Jam's happening. That's pretty cool.
So, you know, I haven't, hit a health pipe or anything, but, we should totally enter it. We should make a game.
We never made a fucking game before.
I know, that's what makes it better.
The Legend of Postal, Rod of Crotchilius. In Team Shit's first ever video game, you take the role of Postal Dude. In an alternate ending to Postal 2, you find the dude being whisked away into a fantasy land called Scribalia. The realm is wrought with a disgusting evil, and it's your job to save the world, the only way a Postal Dude could do it. Featuring a fully voiced cast, you'll be laughing your ass off all while killing goblins left and right. I'm with Stupid here, but she's not wrong about me being sent from somewhere far, far away.
Generica! Best light maids in all of Scribalia, at your undying service.
What the fuck do you want, fucking hobo twink? Stand there looking like a disabled donkey for a second longer, and I'll use your skull as a goblet for my next round of mead.
One side.
Well, go ahead. I'm waiting.
So, what are you waiting for? Play The Legend of Postal, Rod of Crotchilius today.
With the two nuts in my possession, and the rod of the divine shaft, I'll be able to rule over all of Scribalia. Oh, man. Do you hear that, Sneaker Bookums?
Well, that was a long video. Thanks, Pedro.
Oh, very.
But Jesus Christ, that's some good shit.
A lot of games being showcased.
Yeah, there really is. That's a lot of cool games. Some are obviously better than others, but they were all very cool. That was a lot of labor. The Labor of Love Award goes to the Postal fans for making this shit.
Damn right.
But geez,
Damn right.
That was some beautiful stuff.
We feel so proud to have a community that is willing to give us like fan art almost every day. No, every day, literally. I see a new fan art every day.
Yeah.
And now these games right here. Holy shit, guys! Give yourselves a round of applause.
We will.
You deserve it.
We will. Thank you, guys. Thank you. And the winner for the second round of Postal Jam 2023 is The Postman Shoots Twice.
Damn right.
Coming in second, Buddington, a Postal Minisode. Number 3, Crotchy's Collectible Palooza. And number 4, The Legend of Postal, Rod of Crotchilius.
This was not an easy vote.
No.
There were so many little elements in each one. Everybody has a different idea of what is a postal game. And we saw that from all these entries. Postman Shoots Twice is pretty much a really nice boomer shooter, in my opinion. Buttington, it's basically Postal 4 with less budget, in a way, but they had so much in it. Crotchilius, a fun RPG maker game. All of these games really good, and it was very hard to come up with winners. Yeah. Props
Thank
to them.
you. Thank you, team. Thank you, team. And I consider you all part of our team for making this stuff. It's fucking crazy. Fucking crazy. Real quick, I want to show the QR codes one more time for you guys to scan. If you want to check out those trailers again, if you're just listening, head on over to p0st.al/jam1 or p0st.al/jam2, and you can watch the wrap-up trailers for all the games in the Game Jam. All right. Hour 19 minutes. I think we've done a good job. I think we're done.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I want to thank
I got a
everybody.
few more things to say.
What? You do? Go for
yeah,
it.
we do. So this Postal Jam was so successful that we decided, let's do it again. And this time, we're doing it during the summer when most of you will be free, or we think will be free. So those who participated in this Postal Jam, thank you so much. And you are more than welcome to come back for the 2024 edition of the Postal Jam. Definitely with new projects, of course. We will set up the guidelines, but it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better, and it's going to be during the summer. And yeah, for something that we haven't announced to anybody yet, is that all the finalists, all of those in the top 2, in this case of round 1, and the top 4 of round 2, all of you will be shown in our website. We don't have an ETA yet, but we are going to showcase your games on our website for people to download. So keep those itch.io pages up and running, because the links will go straight to your page. And it's the least we could do to you guys. We thought about different ideas, but we decided, hey, you know what? That's a good way to reward those of you who worked so hard on these games. So
Yep.
again, we cannot thank you enough, and we thought it was only right to give you a little more something rather than just showcasing it here in this show. So again, props to you
Agreed.
guys.
Thank you, boys. Thank you, girls. Thank you, everything in between and about it. That was amazing to watch. And thank you, Carl. Thank you, Tal. Thank you, Pedro. Great podcast. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Bye.
All right.
See ya.